We should be live, I think. What's going on, YouTube? What are we doing? What art thou doing, YouTube? Hello, hello, come on. Okay, we are indeed live. Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. We're joined by Mia at the start of this stream. Want to say hi? Hi. Hi. First in the house, we got Craig Lilly. What up, Craig? And then Staying 2007. Hello. Craig got an awesome pickup on a B550 at Goodwill, of all places. I feel like something like a sealed B550 motherboard the employees would pull. I don't know. It seems like you got really lucky on that, but I need to go to Goodwill. I don't have much time these days to do stuff like that, but if I can, maybe I should see what my local Goodwill has. What up, Techie Tech? Hello, Grayman Media. What up, KL130? Grayman Media just got the Fractal Design Pop Air case and the Be Quiet Pure Rock for $80 and $54. That's a slight sale on the Pop is usually like $90, right? And you got it for $80? Nice. And then I'm not super familiar with all of Be Quiet's variants of their coolers, but what up, Giant Robots? Scott Gordon is early again. What up, Scott? Hello, Reluctant Hero. Brian C says, what up, bro? Congratulations on Mia. My daughter's name is also Mia. I don't even know how we came up with the name Mia. I think we had been talking about potential names for either boys or girls. And I don't know how Mia came into the mix, but yep. Our daughters are name twins. A casual I know bought a Thermaltake BX1 750 watt power supply, put a 780 or to put a 1080 Ti and the PSU instantly blew up. Interesting. The BX1, I don't recall which model that one specifically is. Let me see. BX1s. Because that's not like the smart white label one. I forget how these ones fare. I thought the BX series were like at least C tier. Maybe I'm confusing it with the like a BM or a GX or something. You got a white 7900 XTX for 800. That's a solid score. The 7900 XTXs are like normal colored ones are still going for like $900 from what I've been seeing. So to get a white one for a little bit cheaper, that's kind of a crazy deal. Anyone have suggestions for a computer desk? I need a new one about 60 inches wide and 25 inches deep. So, my personal favorite for computer desks these days is IKEA. But not the cheap IKEA stuff. That's like, you know, honeycomb core. The countertops are... Let me see, black. So these are what my tables are. I don't remember what different widths they have. Let's see. But yeah, in terms of, I just like getting my own legs from like Amazon or wherever else. And then getting, I think this is the one I have, the Ekbekin. Let's see what dimensions they have. Actually, it might not be wide enough for you. Oh, and if you need a specific, you don't want to cut into these 60 inches. I thought they had a 60-inch one, but it looks like they don't. There's only 74 and 98. So, mine are the 98-inch ones, so they're nice and long. But, I guess, yeah, if you need those exact dimensions, these are 20, so almost 26, or a little bit wider than you would want. But these are kind of too long, unfortunately. Actually, if you cut these, they might have the thing where you can put on the end to fill it. I forget if mine came with that. But my tabletops have been IKEA countertops put on like standing desk legs or like Amazon ordered legs as of recent. Hello. Yes. You just got fed and you got your diaper changed recently. You should be good. Yes. Keep on talking and cooing. We're gonna speak all the computer terms into her subconscious. Oh, it was inside the glass case with the better stuff. So just like the store that I went to. Okay. I need to. Yeah, I haven't been to a Goodwill in many a years. I go to donate stuff often, but I haven't stepped foot in the store for a while. Coalition Gaming Chris in the house. What up, Chris? Driving back from Bishop. Still got a few hours to go. Got delayed because work truck ended up needing a brake job. Good thing the mechanics were present at the facility I worked at today. Wait, you need a brake job? As in what? Did you actually have to change pads? And the mechanics were able to just do it there? Like in the parking lot? Stang Murder says, damn, I'm in the same boat with baby on lap. This is the life for a little while once you have kids. What up, Ant-Man? Yes, this is Mia. You could actually recognize? I think right now she kind of looks like Lexi. What's up, Tony Martinez? What up, Evotech? What up, Hazard Me? Firestorm in the house. What up? Should I stay on AM4 and upgrade my 5700G? I have a 4060 or make a bump to AM5. The PC is fine. I say stick with the 5700G. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think she farted and maybe pooed. Let me see if I could hand her off to Melissa. I'll be right back. I mean, she seems to be doing fine. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. All right. I totally did not just, you know, change her super fast into a new outfit. I had to do the handoff and I switched for a clean baby. That's what, when you have two, you can, once one poops their diaper, you can just switch for one that hasn't yet. She's just waking up. Hi, love. Okay, let me get caught back up. But yeah, Ant-Man, I would say stay on your 5700G. It would be much more meaningful. I mean, in terms of money spent, if you had a 5700G and a 4060 and you're like, I have this amount of money to either put towards the graphics cards or a platform update or upgrade with the CPU. Hi, love. What's wrong? I would say go graphics card. The 5700G is a pretty capable processor, capable of handling much stronger graphics cards than the 4060. I'm assuming, and the 5700G in terms of like other tasks outside of gaming is pretty decent too. Okay, come on, love. Here, I'm gonna have to walk around for a second. What up, Shauner? Long time no see. Hope you've been well. What have you been up to? People often forget the 1080 Ti draws 250 watts at full load. Yeah, but I feel like that power supply should be able to handle that pretty easily. I think the 12 volt rail should be good for like 740 something watts. So yeah, something seemed odd there. Are the Ekbakian and Saijin the particle core? It's the dense, I think it's like medium density or something. So it is particle. It's not like real wood, but the real wood stuff costs a decent amount more. The particle stuff is very stiff. Like these tables are super long. My tables down here in the studio, and I stood right in the middle of them with weights and stuff. That I feel like the particle board for most use cases should be fine and is more like economical. But yeah, I guess if you want the actual butcher block, then you could pay a little bit more for that. I forgot about IKEA. I found the lag captain. Yeah, just make sure to check that it's actual, like, you know, dense tabletop. They have I forgot what the really cheap tabletops at IKEA are called. Let me see if I can find it. IKEA tabletop. You want to avoid the super cheap ones because let me see. Tabletop. I've bought it years ago. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one right here. Like something like this where it's only like, wait, is that what you just said? Yeah, I would avoid this one because let me see the product details. What is the materials? It's frame. It's particle board as a recycled paper filling. Yeah, it's that paper filling is what you don't want. Hi, love. What's wrong? Are you hungry? But yeah, I would suggest not getting this tabletop unless you're okay with something that's super flimsy and not stable. Like I've used these before, even no matter what legs you attach to them, if you bump the table, it just like wobbles all over the place. What's wrong, love? Ooh, stream submission builds. Shauna threw some up, alright. Are you still flipping pretty regularly, Shauna? Or have you slowed down? I feel like, oh, we're gonna look at some pre-builds today. You okay, love? You might be hungry. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. She was just hungry. She had just taken like a 3-hour nap. So, let's see. Yeah, so we'll take a look at some of the builds from the build submissions. I feel like I've been seeing some companies pop up, pre-builds, and I want to pull it up today. It seems to be pretty tough competing with some of these companies with what they're able to put out. This new company that I found recently, Cost Plus Gaming, and then Andromeda Insights have some decent stuff too, and they've been selling on Jawwall for a while. But this Cost Plus Gaming company, I wanted to take a look at one of their builds because my goodness, I don't know how they're making like any money doing this. They might be going for the strategy of give really good prices out the door, like you know, at the beginning, and then slowly raise their prices over time. We call that the Build Redux and Starforge PCs strategy. A lot of these system integrators, when they're brand new, they just are building and selling like near cost, it seems, just to build up a customer base and reputation. And then, once their name is out there, they raise the prices. So if you're, I guess it's for me being a person that recommends pre-builts to people, especially if they're looking for getting the most value out of it and are trying not to, put too much emphasis on paying extra for warranties and customer service and stuff like that. I am always like on the lookout for newer companies that pop up that give these really good introductory prices. Should I get a PC with the 9800 X3D with the 5070 or 5070 Ti? Get it with the 5070 Ti. I feel like a 9800 X3D paired with the 5070 is kind of an odd pairing. It's not horrible. It's just, if you're primarily a gamer, I would say you don't really want your CPU to be a similar price as your graphics card. And you're talking about like a $400 CPU with a $550 graphics card. It would be better if you like knocked it down to a 7600 X3D or a non X3D chip, even like a 7600X, and bumping it up, the 5070 up to a 5070 Ti with the money saved. Like that would give you a better gaming performance than a 9800 X3D with the 5070 only. So yeah, I would get the Ti. Oh, nice, Chris. How long did it take for them to get your car back up and running? And also, when you said you had brake problems, let me see what happened. Got delayed because my work truck ended up needed a brake job. How did you know? Like, was that an emergency brake job? Like, was your car just like not functional because of that, or yeah? Still crazy to me that he has twins. It's still crazy to me that I have twins, Shauner. It's yeah. Long days, long nights, but they say the years will be short, so I can see that. They do see, like, when I look at it month to month, it's like, oh, let me show you guys the picture, because it's been they're 2 months now. I don't think I showed this one last week, but open a new tab. Okay. So this is the progression. Did I show this last week? I don't think so. I think we just took this picture on... Yeah, we took this picture like on Saturday. But... So this was them right here, right out of the hospital. They look like, little tiny potato aliens. I call that. But then by 1 month, my goodness, their features started to set in. And then... This was just taken on Saturday, so not as drastic of a difference from 1 week to 1 month, but from 1 month to 2 months, I forgot how much they weighed here. Like, they haven't gained a ton of weight, but their neck is just getting stronger and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the plan is to keep on taking pictures like this every single month, and then once they turn 1 year old, keep on doing this every single year and have like a cool progression of it. But yeah. Well, the 5700G Bottleneck, the 9060 XT, I want to upgrade. Nah, you could do a 5700G to a 9060 XT. 9060 XT isn't that powerful of a graphics card, so I wouldn't worry too much about CPU bottlenecking unless you have something like really old. But yeah. What up, Roland Wales? Welcome to the live. Glad you can make it. Josie Real says, grew up on your budget PC content. It's so sweet to see you start your dad arc. I know. You guys might be seeing more of the dad arc stuff on the channel. Just because, like, even though my channel has always been, like, gaming PC and PC hardware focused, I've always kind of incorporated, like, other aspects of my life into it. Just, like, via, like, the content that I do is, like, vloggy. So, you'll probably see... me be annoyingly like pushing my dad arc into the content, but if anything, I feel like at least that makes it a little bit more unique, because I don't know if, like, I've been doing the same type of the content of just like PC builds and benchmarks and stuff for the last almost 10 years now, so time for a change up while keeping the same theme of the channel. Yeah. Been busy with work and play. Went and climbed a couple of 14ers. Mount. Okay, 14,000 feet elevation this weekend. Nice. Been busy with work and play. I mostly play GTA 5M, some open world games. Yeah, so those, the thing about when you play 5M, that's like modded, right? Unless you just play on like, I don't know how crazy GTA mods are compared to like, you know, Skyrim or Cyberpunk mods, because those could bring a computer to its knees in terms of like requiring powerful hardware. I don't know the whole GTA modding. I know there are graphics mods for GTA that make it look super ultra realistic. So I would imagine those would be super taxing on the hardware. But for people who play like role play stuff, I don't know how crazy that is. But I would still say the GPU upgrade would be more meaningful in the majority of cases. The only time the CPU would be more meaningful is if you're playing like Valorant or League of Legends, which isn't that dependent on the graphics card, and you just need a more powerful CPU to crank those frames up to like 300-400 FPS. But a 5700G should be able to handle that reasonably well. I used the lag captain for 3 days and scuffed it way the heck up. I mean, I feel like all of IKEA's tabletops, the ones with like matte, or even the ones with glossy finishes, those, like all my tables are scuffed to heck. That's why I put gigantic desk mats on them. Compared to like my butcher block tables, yeah, the IKEA's tables, they're not meant. I feel like all IKEA furniture is kind of like this. It looks pretty when you first build it, but it's not super durable, or it like aesthetically gets gnarred up pretty quickly. Yeah, it may just be a bad PSU unit. The BX1 uses group related power instead of DC-DC, may ripple power to the GPU opposed to a constant draw. I would bet on the 1080 Ti. For its time, it was it had like super high power draw, but compared to cards nowadays, it's not that like bad. I was gonna say something, but I have to keep it under wraps. I'm gonna potentially pair a very powerful, somewhat modern graphics card with potentially a 750 watt. I don't know what yet, but I think I have to keep that a secret for now. I haven't been flipping consistently for like 9 months. About 2 weeks ago, started again. Nice. Check mine. Too simple setup on the builds on the Discord. Okay, I will do that. Can you look at cyber? I can look at cyber power PCs, though I don't think they're gonna have as good a value as the other ones that I'm gonna look at. Let me get caught up real quick. Kia Ora, hello from New Zealand. What up, the unknown gamer? Hello, hello from Seattle, Washington. You wearing a hoodie in the summer? Meanwhile, here in Texas, we have it. So I've explained this on stream multiple times in the past. Let me see. So can you see that as much? It is very bright and sunny and hot outside, but the reason I wear a hoodie is because this is the basement. So we keep the house AC AC'd so that, you know, the girls are comfortable and they're not overheating and hot and stuff. But the side effect of that is down in the basement, the basement in the summer doesn't need AC, but the house is like, we don't have zoned cooling. It's just, you know, central air. So when you turn the AC on, all the vents get the cool air. So now it's extra cold because we are running AC, because it is a hot day. So that's why I'm wearing the hoodie. These aren't jorts. These are not denim material. They look like they're denim. These are, I think, Old Navy. Let me see. Yeah, see? Can you guys see the tag? These are Old Navy. They're not jorts though. They are, or they're not denim material. They're like, they look like denim. But they're not jorts. Yeah, they definitely look like jorts for sure. How are computer parts on Amazon for everyone? Depending on the part, I get same day delivery. Being in Washington, we have like a lot of Amazon warehouses. A lot of things, I would say same day delivery is kind of tough unless you order really early in the morning, and it has to be specific items. But I can usually get 1 day free shipping with most computer parts because they're over $35. Yeah. So when am I building the twins their own PCs? I mean, I'll try to start as early as possible, but we'll have to see if they are show any interest at a young age. Obviously, I'm going to expose them to PCs like right now, but in terms of them wanting their own and using it, maybe like 3 or 4. I'm not around tons of kids, so I don't know what the development, like cognitive development of kids are generally in terms of like what milestones are usually reached. But yeah. I mean, I guess if I get them into playing very simple, basic games at a young age, I could probably start even younger than 3, but I don't know. Since they announced the stop of the 10 series drivers, what would be the best upgrade for my i5 8600K system? It currently has a 1050 Ti. Would a 2080 Ti be too much for it? I only plan to play in 1080p. So this is kind of a tough question to answer because there are games that would balance the load fine with the 8600K and a 2080 Ti, but those are mostly going to be like the newer AAA titles. I could foresee a number of games that aren't that demanding to start graphics wise to bottleneck the 8600K, but I think you could do this pairing. The 2080 Ti with an 8600K. I don't think the bottleneck would be that bad that it wouldn't be worth upgrading from a 1070 Ti, right? Because you're still gonna get a performance uplift. It might not be as good of a performance uplift as if you had a more powerful CPU, but it's an uplift nonetheless. And it just allows you to crank the graphics up way higher, like to ultra settings or very high, that you wouldn't have been able to do on your 1070 Ti. So I think it's okay. I think a lot of people are super like critical and like nitpicky when it comes to bottlenecks. For me, as long as it's not an extreme bottleneck, like you're not using like an i5 2500K with the 2080 Ti, you're using something a lot more modern. I think it's fine. Hi from Spain. I like your videos. Hi, Alvaros. Hello from the US. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Okay. The 8600K, let me take a look again. I always forget when Intel transitioned. I think it was 6 non-hyper-threaded, right? It wasn't until 6 and 6 core, 6 threads. But still, I think being that most games are graphically demanding, you could still get a very good uplift to the 2080 Ti. I actually have a video that's on the back burner. I've already done all the testing. Retesting the Ryzen 5 1400, which I guess that one's 4 core 8 threads, but it's weaker than this one, and you'd be surprised how much more performance you can get when you still have pair a super powerful graphics card with it compared to something like a 580. So yeah. Is 850 watts enough? Yeah, that's plenty. Honestly, you can run a 9060 XT. I'm pretty sure on like a quality 500 watt PSU, but that doesn't let you have room for upgrades in like 3 or 4 years, and then you have to buy a new power supply. I would say like if you wanted to, and you're just gonna stick with mid-range cards for the next upgrade or two, you could get by with the 650 watt. If not, it's just depending on how much you want to spend, right? 750 watt, 850 watt. People future proof, but then I found that I know of people who said, oh, I'm doing this because I'm future proofing. And then 5 years later, they just upgrade the whole PC without ever doing like an upgrade cycle. So, yes, future proofing is a thing, but you want to look at how you typically do upgrades. Some people just like building a new system from the ground up every 4 or 5 years and then selling off the old one. So then you didn't really have to worry about spending extra and future proofing and giving headroom, right? But it's up to you. There's no right or wrong answer. Do you have more like the difference between 650 to 750 to 850 watt? Each jump is typically what, $15 to $20. So it's up to you if you want to spend that much. The power supply is not going to give you more performance. With the 9060 XT, getting a 650 watt and an 850 watt, you're going to get like the same performance out of it. It's just, it gives you upgrade room. Some people like to prioritize spending more on performance parts, and some like to prioritize future proofing. So, yeah. Oh yeah, was it the 8700K? I had the 8700K. I thought that one wasn't hyper-threaded, but oh yeah, it was. I actually still have that sitting in the back. I sold it to my brother-in-law, and then he just gave it back to me after he upgraded. So I should do a revisit on the 8700K. It makes for a good budget builds, but it's kind of hard to recommend these days because they still are pretty expensive. All right, let me get into the main topic of the stream in a second here, but I just wanted to do a price check on this. Not 80s. So we want to buy one of these straight up. Like, yeah, look at this. These, no, we have to look for actual 8700K. ES, is that like the low power one? Oh no, ES, that was probably like test samples or something like that. But if you want, yeah, $85, you could get you can't get an AM5, but this is pretty much how much 5600s are going for, and AM4 gives you a much better upgrade path. I thought it was more powerful than the 3600. Off the top of my head, I do not know though. Okay. So let's take a look at this thing, which I think they just dropped this today. I started seeing it on the all the different tech news outlets and stuff. But this is Maingear, who I thought for a little bit their pre-builts were priced decently well, but let me see. Lowest priced. Reservations, wave 2, customize. Yo, can I see some prices on these gaming desktops? So there's MG1, looks like it's the cheapest one. But what are we getting? Shroud sponsored, huh? Do they not give the base specs of this thing? Of what it starts with? But I've always kind of liked the Maingear cases. I don't know if they have their own like in-house ones. I swear I've seen some of their cases that I haven't seen elsewhere. So I think they do specifically have their own cases that aren't like, you know, just some generic thing with their label slapped on it. But this thing, a 5050 for okay, Maingear, what are you doing? $1,500 PC with the RTX 5050 in it, 9600. If you wanted a 5060, you'd have to add $76. But okay, 9600X. I mean, not a bad choice for a processor. Kind of OP pairing it with the 5050. But I guess they don't. SIs don't really put 7400Fs in their builds. Hyper 212, okay, B650 board, 16 gigs of DDR5. It's so strange. It's really hard to find 16 gig kits as a consumer, but the system integrators use it all the time, it seems. 1 terabyte. So the build itself, specs wise, aside from the graphics card, which you can upgrade, is not bad, but the price, what the heck? We're gonna look at something that's gonna be way better value in a second, but let's look at this retro. Okay, if this thing starts at around 1600, I might not have much hope for this. But people are super into the retro look, the sleeper builds and stuff like that. Have y'all, like, back when you were younger, did you used to have a, I guess, horizontal style tower or cabinet for your PC? Some of the earliest PCs that our family had they weren't this wide because they didn't need to be, or this thick width-wise because they didn't need to be back then, right? They weren't slapping in gigantic graphics cards and coolers and stuff. So I remember the ones that we had would be like about half the width of this. But this looks pretty cool. They have these fake floppy looking, I think these are fake. I don't imagine these are usable. Maybe you could probably pop this panel off and put like an optical drive and stuff if you want. But yeah, so this is like modern PC in a retro case. But I wanted to take a look at what it cost and the cheapest config they had. Will I buy the twins both cars at 16 or they have to share one? Share. Why would they each need a car? Also, that's very expensive. I didn't even think about like the potential cost of insuring 2 extra people and cars and stuff like that. But they get one car at 16 or 15 and a half, whatever the age of starting driving. I think it's 16 officially, 15 or 15 and a half with permit. Yeah, they don't each need their own car. The only things they're going to be doing is going to school, maybe extracurriculars, and most likely they'll be doing, even if they're doing extracurriculars, they're going to have to wait for each other and drive together. Okay, so this case is the Retro 95, 90s beige. It's a Silverstone FLP01. Oh, so this is like an already existing. I've actually not seen this case before. So they slapped their name on this one. Yeah, I'm not in the loop when it comes to sleeper retro cases. 165. I guess that's not too bad considering the niche and specialty unique factor of it. Okay, so it's got that. Oh my goodness. 5050. So this is exactly the same build we just looked at because it's got a 5050 9600X. It's got a low profile ID cooling cooler though because I guess, yeah, it can't fit a full tower. Stock fans, same B650 board, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, 650 watt MSI mag cool. So it's like a C tier power supply for $1,600. So the only difference is they put in a different case and it bumped the price up like $100. Huh. Silverstone just came out with it at CES. Okay, so yeah, this is like new. Liar, they aren't gonna doing extra stuff after school. They're going to Micro Center, Best Buy looking to find good deals. If we can have a Micro Center by the time they're driving, that would be too long from now. I do not want to wait 15 years for a Micro Center to finally open up in Washington. We're gonna need that sooner. And maybe by then Best Buy will be even more competitive in the PC space. We'll see. 650 Max sounds like a condom. Yeah, they'll be getting the Yaris and they'll like it. I don't know. I joke that I'm going to give them the Yaris, but it might be really unsafe by that time. We'll see. Well, I mean, safety standards and like, if they're going to be going up against electric vehicles that are super heavy and would obliterate them in a car accident, that might not be the best play, but we'll see. So yeah, FLP01. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I haven't checked out Maingear for a while, and I thought they were more competitive with pricing than this. Now, a lot of the other, like we looked at a few companies last week, and none of them were really that competitive. But there's a whole thing that happened this past week. I got banned from the pre-built subreddit. Pre-builts, if you guys didn't know, this is the biggest like pre-built gaming PC subreddit. It has almost 40,000 members, and the one moderator who's on a power trip banned me because I was calling them out for giving one, bad advice, but two, always pushing their own website for people to go to without disclosing it. But they banned me for a month. But while I can still look at it, it's just I can't like comment and stuff. But I came across this. Yeah, I got banned. Let me see if I can bring that message up. Where's the notifications? Banned. Does it not say banned? Huh. Is there no notifications for this? I guess not. On my phone, there was a notification. Oh, messages. How about this? Is it in the messages? Pre-built. Here we go. Yeah, see? Look at this. You have been banned for continuing to spread disinformation and making slanderous statements despite previous warnings. I'll show you guys what I said. No, it's not about AMD and stuff. Yeah, it's a suspension. They say banned. Yeah, you're right. It's a suspension. I've been banned from participating because of your comment violates some stuff. Okay, so look, I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown. I'm still looking into this because this subreddit, being the biggest pre-built like advice subreddit, it's kind of sketchy that it's being run by one person, which you can't see. They have the moderator list hidden, but on mobile you can see it, and it's one person. But yeah, you're currently banned. So this was the post. Let me see if I can see full discussion. So this is the post, right? This person was asking for advice. So this is a $1,900 9800 X3D 5070 Ti build, and where is that person's? Okay, this is the moderator, which is really strange. Usually on Reddit, there's like a moderator green M that like tells people that this is a moderator. This person is the moderator of it because you see it says right here, moderator of these communities. But for some reason, it's hidden and it doesn't come up to say that they're a moderator. But this person's whole shtick, this moderator, they tell you that you could get much better price to performance ratio by checking out this reasonably priced $1,300 desktop instead. And it goes to this website called Top Rigs, which it's their website. Like they made this website, and then they point the person to a 9070 XT and a Ryzen 5 9600X instead. My issue isn't with, I have some issues with that because the way that they do it in a very like AI or automated way. So they say you'll save $600, enough to buy 10 AAA games. The thing is, they don't disclose that this website that they're pushing to is their website. And on their website, they only promote PCs from like 2 or 3 different companies. But also, if we look at this person's post history, they do this. Where's their comments? But look, I'm just going to scroll down right here. Hey, look, this is someone asking for a pre-build advice. And then boom, you get the same thing. Both these pieces are overpriced. You can get much better performance with this well-priced $900. So they're pushing, look at this. So what was this person originally looking for? They're looking for this pre-built that has a Ryzen 7700 with the 5070. Now this person is saying instead get this build with this 7650 GRE, which beats the 4060, or the Ryzen 5 3600, which beats the 5500, which is, I don't even think, oh, maybe it's this one they want. 9060 XT, which beats a 5060, but okay. The person was asking for about a 5070, which the 9060 XT does not beat. And this one's pushing a Ryzen 5700X, which isn't bad by any means, but it is like last gen and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, this person, they push their website, which I'm going to show you. It's kind of ridiculous because this website says the best hand-picked pre-built gaming PCs for your budget, right? They don't recommend any computer build over like $1,400 or $1,500. If I put $2,000 in here, they are only gonna ever recommend this as the most high-end PC to a person. 1350 for a 9070 XT and a 9600X. I could put whatever budget I want in here. They will never recommend a PC more than that. And they copy and paste this thing. Like, we can go, where is it? Oh yeah, if we keep going down, look at this. Here's another comment from 5 days ago. Here's another one. You can get much better performance by going to my website, looking at this build, all that stuff. So anyways, you can see that this person clearly has something going on in their head. Not only are they giving questionable advice, they're moderating the largest pre-built gaming PC. And I was in this subreddit because I was helping people. Like, it popped up on my Reddit one day, and then I just would answer questions and recommend builds and stuff like that. But they banned me, or this one person banned me. So that's the story. Website looked like it was made in the 2000s, right? Exactly. Extreme Zone, gotta go. Have a good stream. Extreme Zone, sorry I missed you. I was going on a rant because this is kind of personal. They've getting banned from a subreddit. I've never had that happen in my entire history of using Reddit. Bro is basically linking his OfferUp ads to Reddit posts. It is very scummy. It's scummy indeed. So I am trying to investigate this because what happened was, so let me go back to okay. So this person, so someone else called them out, and the moderator banned this person too, because you know, they're going back and forth with them. You recommend that, and then I said, I guess I misspoke. It's not their own business. It's their own website. But the thing is, so they post this every single time. So I pointed it out just in case people who didn't know, like new people to the subreddit didn't know, they should look into this. But also, yes, they linked it to the websites with other pre-builts. And what happened was, as soon as I called them out, I went and checked their website. They pulled it down. I don't know if they had affiliate links or something like that. And because they weren't disclosing it and I called them out, they pulled their website down for like 15 minutes and they banned me from the subreddit. That website's back up. I can't find anything that shows that they were getting affiliates. So unfortunately, looking at the Internet Archive time machine, I couldn't uncover anything. But yeah, it was sketchy overall. Just look into this person's post history and you'll see, like, this person should not be moderating a subreddit this large that people go to for reliable information. Get Gamers Nexus involved. I don't know if Steve would get involved in something like this. Yeah, this might just be petty online drama. I just took it personally because they banned me when all I did there was try to help. Oh, also, isn't there like a top thingy? Let me see. So you'll see this is also kind of sketchy. It's funny because they say no affiliate links are astroturfing. The fact that they don't disclose that they're always pushing to their own website is astroturfing. People think it's genuine when there might be another motive. Dang, only on the phone shows it. Basically, some of the top contributing members, there's like a leaderboard that you can see at least on mobile, and some of the top leaderboard, like the most contributing members, have been banned from the subreddit. So that's it. But anyways, that's the drama. Top rigs is crazy. Yeah, I've never buys from something that looks so sus. The thing is, their website pushes to other like seemingly legit. Like this website looks legit. Custom Plus Gaming's. So we'll take a look at this. Reddit mod deep dive. That's a copy and paste and change the links. Exactly. I swear they must be using AI to post their different comments because it's the same format every single time. So let me just scroll down like for a long time. Let me keep scrolling down. They've been the moderator of this for like years. So all right, we're just gonna stop here. Right here. 2 months ago for 1900, I think it's not a good deal at all. Anyone looking for a much better PC thing? Look at this. It's weird because they do these same talking points every single time. You'll save $500, enough for 7 AAA games at $70 each. Why? No, I've never really looked at it in terms of how much money saved I can spend on games. It's just money back in your wallet. Also, look, their source, this was another thing that kind of peeved me. In fact, the Ryzen 7 5700 is comparable to the i9 11900F in benchmarks. And one of their sources that, oh wait, where'd it go? They have CPU Monkey on this one, but where was the user benchmark? Oh, here it is. Yeah, they link user benchmark. They're trying to say the 14th gen 14400F is comparable to the i9 12900 in benchmarks, which is true for gaming, depending on what you pair with the CPU, right? Or like what graphics card. But the fact that they link to user benchmark says a lot about how knowledgeable this person is. Like, this is the most copy and paste crap. Anyways, sorry for the rant. That's just what happened in the last week, right? Because we were talking pre-builts, and then I was like participating in the subreddit and stuff. But bro is basically about using the same template. Exactly. This is not a person that should be moderating a big subreddit like this. Because I think pre-built is a good subreddit. Like, if you're looking for something, you can go here, and other members actually give good advice. And there's like active participation, but someone with the band hammer that can go on a power trip like that, I think should not be in the position of power. But aside from that, if Steve got involved, it might help the website because he has so many subscribers. I treat Reddit like a bad magazine. I just look at it sometimes. Ever since the twins are born, because we're spending like a lot of time like feeding them on the couch and stuff like that. I'm using it on my phone to pass time, burping and doing all that stuff. So I've been on Reddit more lately. I think Reddit, you just have to know what to look for. Reddit has so much good, useful information in it. There's a lot of crap you have to like, wade past though. Maybe they are user benchmark. Maybe. I don't know. How do you know they're even shipping to PCs to people? That sounds too good to be true kind of thing. Well, let's take a look, right? So I think this, let me take a look. I think in the pre-builds, Cost Plus has, I think they've been shipping to people. Yeah, so review. This could be a fake review, so then you have to look at the user, and you notice that they've been a member since 2022. So, yeah, you definitely want to do your homework. Shipping and fulfillment, 8 business days to fulfill. I would say that this website looks legit, though I think with the surge in popularity recently, they might be slower on the orders. But let's take a look at the price. So, this is their cheapest pre-built. Starter tier M1 Flow. So, we'll take a look at what it is configured. So the one surprising thing to me is that you can look all across the internet. There are not many companies selling brand new pre-builts under $700. And if they do, it usually does not have a dedicated graphics card. I'm not saying this is a good one because this does have a 14100F, which honestly isn't a bad CPU considering the price. But pairing it with the 3050, if we bump it up to a 5060, the price goes up to $800, and if we want a 7500F, $900. And then if we want a 9060 XT 16 gigabytes, I would say this is really competitive. And it comes with 16 gigs of DDR5 5600, a 120 meter 4 heat pipe cooler, so just like a standard tower cooler, 1 terabyte NVMe drive. It has Wi-Fi. It comes with Windows. I had to like deal hunt and get used parts and stuff to build a similar PC to this. I don't know. When you guys look at this price, right? Isn't it kind of questionable how they're making any money considering labor and Windows license and stuff? Like $1,000. this is about what the parts cost. Motherboard with this CPU, because these have kind of gone up in price. They're like 140 now. This is like anywhere from $350 to $400 for the 9060 XT. I like the price to performance that this gives. I don't think any other system integrator can beat this. The only thing is, I don't know how long this website or this company's been around, but they seem to be legit based on what I've seen on the subreddit. Used part? I don't think it's used parts. How are you going to get used 9060 XTs? Maybe on some of the other things, but I don't think so. Like 7500F. Have you looked at the used market for 7500Fs? They go for the same price as like new 7500Fs almost. These parts, I would think it was used parts if they were using like 1 or 2 gen old hardware. They're using stuff that people are still actively building with. This is this gen, and this was just last gen, right? So, this is crazy value. I'm hesitant to recommend it. Well, one, I gotta give a disclaimer. Anything I ever recommend, it's up to your guys' like, responsibility to like look into the company or the product more. I can only recommend based on the information I know and point you in the right direction. You gotta like, you know, take the last steps if you're gonna purchase something. But this passes the sniff test, just based on what I've seen on the subreddit. Maybe they charge $300 for shipping. That, oh, let's take a look. Let me pay with PayPal. Actually, no, not pay with PayPal. Let me add to cart. Shipping. So we're gonna do United States. Hello. We'll do to Washington. I'm ready. So let's take a look. Where are they based? I think they're based out of California. I'll take a look in a sec. And they've got free shipping. Seriously? Free shipping, or if you want to express $50. This is crazy. Like, it costs around $70 with insurance to ship a PC. At least for like a normal consumer. Maybe with mass shipping it's cheaper. Where are they shipped out of? Cost Plus Gaming. Phone numbers is 626. Contact information. Yeah, so they're based in California. They have a physical address. Does anyone living in California want to go check them out? But and apparently people have said they've called the number on the subreddit and they're legit. I honestly, I think they're legit, though I think they must be operating at cost or at a loss to try to build up their name and reputation. No way in hell that's a scam. They either have amazing suppliers or are somehow burning cash. That's what I'm thinking. Because let me take a look at the subreddit. Cost Plus. Tier review. Cost Plus Gaming PC arrived. So the PC arrived. Yeah, okay. What you want to do is you want to look at testimonies from posters. But also, like, this person has been a Redditor since 2014. They've accumulated a decent amount of karma. This doesn't look like just someone. And then you can look at, like, their post history, right? Like, I think it would be pretty hard to like buy a fake Reddit account or make a new account and do fake reviews. This is stuff you could easily look into. Like, you have long-standing Reddit members who post in other communities as well. Hardware, yeah, this person's on Hardware Swap. Actually, AV Exchange. So you have these legit Redditors buying and reviewing these. So I'm thinking they're legit. But something does look off. I agree. This seems too cheap. They're in Northeast LA. I may visit them. Yeah, if you do, I mean, they might not have a storefront. They might just be like a factory. But maybe if you can ask if you can like come in and take a look or something and then report back. Actually, let's look up that address. Why not, right? Let's see if we can see anything on the Google Street View. This build is the Costco rotisserie chicken. Sell at a loss to bring them and sell marked add-ons. Okay. Commercial property. Okay. Let's go to Google Maps. Yeah, so I mean, they're just at one of these, like, you know, business parks that has like multiple businesses. So it looks like they might have a storefront. But yeah, if you go check it out, definitely let us know on the future streams because I'm very curious. Because um, if this is the prices they have, this might be the recommended pre-built company to go to, based on hardware and price alone, right? I don't know about customer service side of things, all of that. You would have to like dig deeper on the Reddit side of things, but yeah. You could pay with PayPal, a startup possibly. I don't know how long they've been around. Let me take a look. Is there a way to sort by oldest? You can sort by new, but then I don't want to have to scroll down for a million years. So let's see what the first post on Cost Plus is. 5 months. Wait, what? Yeah, so they might be new because all these posts don't really have anything. They might be really new, actually. What the heck? This is only 6 months ago, and I'm not finding anything Cost Plus. Ask the film and factory tour and tell them that Nope sent you. They're gonna be like, the guy that got banned by the other guy who was promoting us. Cost Plus Gaming. Let me see if I can find it by searching it the right way. Cost Plus Gaming, okay. Cost Plus Response, feedback, look for feedback. So 14 days. Yeah, I'm not. It's really hard to like sort by oldest posts and stuff. Can you think ChatGPT? Let me see. Can I use ChatGPT? Stop. Okay. Can you tell me how old Cost Plus Gaming is? I would think ChatGPT could scour the web and look for like when Cost Plus Gaming. Cost Plus Game. See, this is good use of AI right here. The domain Cost Plus Gaming was registered in August 29th, 2023. The trademark Cost Plus Gaming was filed May 10th, 2024. As of today, July 24th or 23rd, depending on where you are in the world, Cost Plus Gaming has been around for nearly two. Okay. So they seem to be a newer company if we're going to listen to ChatGPT, who is better at scouring the internet for this information than I am. Yeah, Cost Plus Gaming, their website popped up on Scam Detector, Validator, Trust Index. Let me see. Domain created. Yep, okay. Phishing. What? Can people like report stuff? Doubtful. Interesting. The Scam Detector gives them a bad rating. Or it gives them like a warning, questionable. I mean, you have to buy an entire container loads at a time to get it at wholesale price. Yeah, so let me see. Yep, affordable gaming PCs. Okay. Is there any like Better Business Bureau things on here? Or not, but like leave. So no comments or ratings from like real users. Even though Scam Detector, Validator, whatever, gives it a kind of low score, it looks legit. And if you pay with PayPal, you'll be protected. Again, disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. There's no affiliate links or anything. I just found out about this last week and wanted to share it because we were talking about pre-builds. They're probably burning through the PPP COVID loans. Maybe. Must be only one person building. Yeah, I don't know. So if 7800 X3D and 5070 Ti 2K is a good deal. No. I don't think so. Well, that's about the price. I think you can get those for like 1700. So let's go to Newegg, somewhere where we kind of trust a little bit more, right? So 7800 X3D, 5070 Ti. I'm pretty sure there's a build with these specs. And I could have sworn the other week we found one that was like cheaper. What? What? Newegg, did you just like get rid of all your deals? Actually, we might have to look up 9800 X3D, but then that's gonna be even pricier. Yeah, so 2000. What the heck? I know Cost Plus is gonna have it for cheaper, but I don't know if you would be comfortable buying from them. Let's just take a look. Okay, let's take a look. What's that M1 Enthusiast got? This one has, you can get 7800 XDD or 9800 XDD and 750 Ti. See, oh, they're selling this for 1900. Do they have the 7800 XDD? They're doing this one for 1800, and I would say saving $100 going from a 9800 XDD to 7800 XDD. If you're just gaming, that's fine. Before the 9800 XDD, they were testing 4090s, and I don't remember if like all the big channels were testing the 5090s. No, they were on 9800 XDD by then. But people were testing more powerful graphics cards than the 5070 Ti on 7800 XDDs because that was all that was available at the time. So it is still fine. It looks like so this has it for 1800. So yeah, it's looking like if they have it for this much, all the other system integrators are gonna charge around 2000. Man, I swear during pre-builts, during Prime Day deals and Fantastic, that was actually a good time to find decent like savings. How far is it from you in Decline? Like, are we talking like a 15-minute drive, 30-minute drive? But yeah, if you go, just like say, hey, I heard about you guys. You can just say, I would say, don't bring me up just because I don't want them to be on, or I don't want to be on their radar in case we do more investigation in the future. Like, I don't want them to look at the stream and be like, oh, this guy's like looking through our stuff, so we're gonna do things to try to make it like, you know, or like if you tip them off that I'm looking at their stuff, they might change things up temporarily just to look better, like for the stream or for content, but that might not reflect how they would have normally operated had that not happened. You know what I'm saying? So I would say if you go there, just say, hey, I saw you guys' builds online and they look like too good to be true or something. I just wanted to check you guys out in person and, you know, just make sure you guys are a legit business, etc. Because their pricing is kind of unbelievable. 15 minutes from your work? Yeah, if you go, that'd be awesome. If you check back in a week or two, would love to hear about what they have going on there. Prices are way down on PCs right now. That is a great deal too. Yeah. Well, maybe they did buy them then and already built. So who really built them? Well, if they bought them in the past, the prices would have been. Well, they're using new parts, so they're using parts. You know, 5070 Ti. Those just came out like a few months ago. There's no search result on the California Secretary of State site for that company. What did ChatGPT give us, though? Just a registered trademark, which I guess doesn't... Oh, I wonder if they're an LLC. So, look. They don't have a VAT number. They don't have a trade number. Let me look this up. Cost Plus Gaming LLC. Which, if you run an LLC, isn't that the same thing as running it as, like, a sole proprietor? Were they the LLC? Oh, here we go. Cosmos Gaming. So they actually Atomic Butt Cakes. Very nice. Wait, directed me to the Cosmos Gaming. Here we go. So they have a Reddit account. I forgot that they had one. They replied as late as 1 day ago. But let me look at their first post. So they're somewhat active on Reddit, actually. Wow. Yeah, they're actually answering a lot of questions. They're on the pre-built website. Okay, let me see. Oh man, they actually have. Hi, customer service isn't our strong point, but it's something we're working on. Okay, we're a pretty small pre-built company located in Monrovia, California. Focused primarily on value. The price difference between Amazon page and our website is 5% fee savings, referral fees. Our return policy is pretty simple. As long as you return see, most cases we offer full refund. This was 2 months ago, though. So they only started posting on Reddit. It looks like 2 months ago. So I wonder, did they like change company name? Because they had the website and registered trademark for like a year or two ago. Let me see if they have any posts. Oh, here we go. Update from Cost Plus Gaming and PC giveaway. Thank you for your support. Greatly appreciate the feedback. Cleared our backlog. Okay, so this is very recent. It was just a month ago. Commit to our goal. So look, it looks like they have a, like, they look legit, right? In terms of, like, if you pay for something, you will receive the PC with those specs. And that's as far as it goes. In terms of warranty and customer service, that is still somewhat in the air. But I feel like this is one of the things where, like, if you aren't willing to build your own PC, but you have somewhat tech-savvy people in your life who don't want to build you a PC because they're too busy, but you can take a look at it if, worst case scenario, something goes wrong, then you could get this. Have I tried to put the build in PC Part Picker? I don't need to put it in PC Part Picker because I recently built, well, maybe the more expensive one, but I recently built a 9060 XT, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD case, and I used some used parts, which it comes out to about $1,000. So their build comes out to as pretty much as it would cost, the average person with some minor deal hunting to build. Obviously, if you're like super deal hunting and incorporate more used parts, you can get it for cheaper, much cheaper than $1,000. I'm maybe like 900 or something. But yeah, if you're using modern parts like a 9060 XT, you're not finding those in the used market. You're just getting them new. Maybe it's Russian mafia flooding the market with preloaded PCs so they can do black market stuff. Yeah, and or China, maybe some spyware in it. I don't know. No, I mean they seem legit, but another website. So that's Cost Plus Gaming. That's not me like recommending or not recommending them. That's more like, hey, I found this. This is pretty interesting. You guys should take a look at it. If you're looking for a pre-built and don't want to build yourself and are looking to maximize your performance per dollar, but definitely use payment methods that have buyer protection, things like that. Do more research on Reddit or other corners of the internet. Yeah, building a computer is so much easier now than it used to be. People have YouTube. Yeah, it's easy and worth learning. I agree. Techman Ty. But the issue is when something goes wrong. Have you ever been to the PC troubleshooting subreddit? We can go. Building a PC is easy when everything goes right and everything is working as intended. PC troubleshooting subreddit. PC help. Here we go. Just, what is this? What are these two pieces? Okay, so I'm not talking about stuff like this where people are asking, like, what heat sinks are on VRMs. But there's plenty of posts in here. Not that. Like motherboard, debug lights and stuff like that, where when something goes wrong and you're a complete beginner and people like give you all these different recommendations and solutions and you go online and none of that works, that's one of the worst feelings in the world. Like, try to think of anything else that's not PC building but is similar, right? I think more recently I kind of had to deal with our central heating system, our HVAC machine before we got the heat pump. But our HVAC, the board, it was just having problems, right? As a complete beginner who knows nothing about HVAC repair or just HVAC systems in general, I, trying to save money, not paying, a professional, I went online. I looked up so many YouTube videos. I went to so many like HVAC subreddits and things like that. And I put in what my problem was. I found all these different solutions, tried all of them, none of them worked. And I just felt like I was like, helpless. I couldn't do anything, even though the internet and YouTube and all this exists. Now, computers, if something fails on like the motherboard or, I don't know, just electronics, the average person, aside from swapping to spare parts, cannot diagnose like board level repair type stuff if something comes DOA. So I get it that PC building is easy and The issue is too, if you built something and let's just say one part came DOA, you don't know which one it is, and you don't have spare parts to swap out. Where do you even begin to start returning parts to try to figure out what the problem is? You've got your motherboard, graphics card, CPU, RAM, SSD, power supply, whatever, right? You assemble it just like YouTube told you, and then when you flip the power switch on, there's no light, and pressing the power button, nothing turned on. And then you go online, and people tell you, it's most likely the motherboard. No, someone else says it's most likely the power supply. No, someone else says it's most likely the RAM. Like, which one are you just gonna return everything and order all new replacements? Like, it's one of those things where I think we as experienced computer people and like experience with troubleshooting and building computers over the years, we are very comfortable with that. But you got to put yourself back in the mindset of someone who is very new to the hobby and has never done it before. I don't think day one you or day one me to computer tinkering and troubleshooting would be as confident as we are now saying, oh yes, PC building is easy, troubleshooting problems is easy, stuff like that. Yeah. I think if you spend all that money, well, you're not really spending. I mean, yeah, you are, even if there's no build fee. But so here's my take on it, Born Joker. Most people didn't, at least if you were, growing up in the 90s and early 2000s before PC, like, building and stuff became even more mainstream. I would say the majority of people growing up in that time frame who had a family PC or even their first, like, gaming capable computer started with pre-builds. Before it became more widely accessible and everything is now on Amazon and Newegg and stuff, and you had to go in person if you wanted to build yourself, and there was more compatibility issues and less resources online, I think most of us, we started on pre-builds. We started on a pre-built in my household, or our household, our family growing up, and it definitely wasn't a gaming PC. It was just a PC. I would say there's nothing wrong with buying a pre-built with the intent of wanting to learn to upgrade and get hands-on. It's just so much easier to replace an SSD or replace RAM, replace your graphics card, doing one thing at a time instead of doing everything at once and running into a potential, bunch of problems. And that's how a lot of people are getting into it nowadays. A lot of people buy their first pre-built from whatever system integrator, and then 2 years later, they're like, okay, I want to upgrade the graphics card. They buy it, they put it in, now they're like, hey, that wasn't that bad. That's like a good introduction into, all right, now I'm more comfortable, I'll replace the CPU, which is a little bit more intensive, right? And then after they do that, they're like, all right, I've upgraded like 3 different things, like RAM, SSD, graphics card, CPU. I think I'm ready to build from scratch now. You build up to that. It is very, I think, intimidating and daunting from day one. My first PC was from Sears. I don't even remember Sears selling PCs. I don't remember Sears much at all. I remember the tool section in Sears for some reason, but I don't remember when Sears closed down shop and completely went out of business. But I don't remember much about Sears. For some reason, our family mostly went to JCPenney, Nordstrom, and the Bon Marché, which is now, I guess, Nordstrom. What else was there? Or is that the 3 major mall department stores? This is I like this take. I always say PC building is generally easy, but easy to mess up. Have you seen those posts of people who drop their CPUs into the socket and bend the pins? Yeah, I've seen plenty of bent pin posts and stuff like that. People breaking their you know, mounting their graphics card somehow lopsided into the wrong brackets on the case. So then it's like straight up diagonal. Yeah. Just for giggles, I put it into PC Part Picker, that build that we were looking at earlier, and it seems like they're selling it close to cost, to be honest. They're selling it close to cost compared to the prices that we as consumers get. But assuming they're doing bulk volume buying, apparently there's not a ton of discounts, like when, you know, a system integrator buys like a whole pallet of CPUs or graphics cards. It's not like they're getting a huge discount. There's some discounts to be had there, but yeah, the pricing, it seems suspiciously low, and then when you look into it, it all checks out. So I'm just curious about that. There was no term pre-built back then because pre-builts were the only computers. Nobody built them. Yeah. I mean, I think people were building them, but it was so like, if you looked at the percentage of people building versus buying the pre-builts, it must have been like single digits or something. The best advice is double check everything you do. Don't take shortcuts. Extra standoffs are zap potential. Lots of system backplates are built into the mobile now, so you can't put ground tab into the LAN port. Bro, I still sometimes screw that up when I'm not paying attention, or I'm like, you know, dozing off, or whatever. Like when I put on the I/O and those little stupid tabs don't go over the whole port and it goes into. I do that with also HDMI, the onboard HDMI too, accidentally. And then you already had the motherboard in, so you have to like take it all out. It's annoying. Okay, LAN video updates. I was gonna do a post about it, but LAN video is on my mind. Again, I have all the footage. I just haven't had time to sit down and make it. It is coming, I promise. Did I even show the pictures from LAN? Maybe, like, I don't think I even made a community post about it. Let me see. So LAN was back in April. Give me a second. Usually I do a community post when you go to the posts over here, this tab. So here's the thing, post when the twins were born, COVID. Okay, so the last time I posted it was this one. So let me see if I have a picture to at least show you guys, because I don't know if I've showed the picture yet. Let me see. Just to show that proof that it happened. LAN. Spring 2025. Did I even put it on here? How big is this folder? It's 411 gigs. Here. So at least I'll show you guys this. Oh, I can't show that. Give me 1 second. You put it into here. Okay. Oh, I wanted to run the merch by you guys too, actually. So yeah. What the heck? Why is that showing? But yeah, so there's the LAN party storage folder. 411 gigs of footage. It is a ton of footage, as always. But let me see if I can find the picture. What the heck, man? Did we post it in LAN party pictures? I think Nick posted it. Okay, here it is. Alright. So, yeah. Wait, why is this thing still popping up? Go away. Go away. What the heck? What is this window? Interesting. What is this? Nope, that's not it. Give me 1 second. I have no idea where this source is. Where is this coming from? Droid cam, window. Oh, there it is. Okay. But yeah. So, what's the best picture? Probably this one. Here's the goofy picture. But yeah, so we did have it. I have all the footage, and I just haven't had time. I mean, the twins were born the next month, and I usually don't get to editing the LAN videos for like a couple of months. So it's being worked on. The goal is to get it out before the next LAN, which is in October, but I'm not trying to push it till then, right? My new goal is in August. I might just have to stop making all other content and just work on only LAN stuff in August. So yeah. Yes, 411 gigs does take forever to get through and edit. So it's just, that's how it's always been. Okay, I also wanted to run something by you guys on this one because my new merch, which I think I've showed the design before, but so this is the new merch design that I've actually been working on for over a year. It's because stuff happened and it got put on the back burner. I never finished it. But let me see if I can show you the image without the text. Just the image. Let me see. Do I have it posted here anywhere? My question though is, do you guys think I should keep the font? And the whole... okay, maybe I don't have the image here. Actually, I can pull it from somewhere else. But okay, let me pull just the base image without the text. Okay. Details. Is this it right here? Nope, not that one. But essentially, let me see if I can zoom in. So, you guys recognize everybody in this picture, right? The vibe I was going for it was kind of like... not like... I don't want to call them bad guys. But kind of like... in anime or like in video games, when you reach a certain stage... like... maybe like you're climbing the tower, like, that common trope in anime or games. You're climbing this tower and you reach a certain level and you reach like the bosses of that level. I was kind of going for that look here. But I think most people would recognize the two on the left, but on the right, antagonists. There you go. Yeah. I don't want to call them like, because obviously, they're just the CEOs of the big three. Well, not the CEOs. Raja, Kadori is he was kind of like one of the more prominent figures in the development of Intel Arc graphics cards, even though he left Intel by this point. But this is Jensen, and then this is Lisa Su. And they're meant to kind of look like, your nemesis or whatever. And then there's each of the kind of prominent graphics card designs in the back. Originally, when I did this, I didn't have the text because I actually designed, I came up with the concept, hired the artist, got all this done last summer. Actually, no, I didn't get it all done. The artist gave me the finishing product. Then I wanted to do a revision. Then they disappeared, so I had to find a new artist. And then my foot had the issue, so there was delays. Then this year happened with the launch of the new, 9000 series, 5000 series, and even Intel Arc B580, right? Right when they launched, availability and MSRP issues happened. So I thought, that kind of actually goes with the theme of the shirt design, where these guys, again, not calling them like bad guys, but like, kind of like, they're the antagonists of the gaming PC space. with their lack of ability and MSRP, I figured, you know, it'd be kind of funny just to put this on it. Kind of playing off the cake is a lie, but then availability is too, to some degree. Hey, what up, Pete Dunn? Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. You still think Lisa Su is Satoshi Nakamoto? That's the Bitcoin person, right? You need a backdrop for the characters? Let me show you the versions. So I'll show you the previous versions. Let me see if I can find it. So there's not really a backdrop, but so you're saying. So here's a version. This is one of the drafts. But you see how there's kind of like this like whooshy zoomy background and shadow on the ground. Use Comic Sans font. Yeah, I was having trouble choosing which font to use on this, but I kind of wanted something that was more kind of like gamery. But yeah, so I do have a version with kind of like this. I just didn't think it would look as good when it was on a colored t-shirt because it's white, kind of streaks. And no, I did not pay $5 for this. I actually paid, I forgot how much. It was anywhere from $200 to $300 for the design. But I did not get, this is not a $5 design. $5 does not get you that far on Fiverr. Yes. So, oh, where's the, yeah, so here's two versions. Whoops. Where's all the other ones? So here's a blue version. So I was going to do white, purple, blue, and red and green. Yeah, white would be a blur. Do I have a example of that? Let me see. Let me see real quick. I do not have that on hand. But yeah, so it'll be this and then with green and then a white one. Yeah. Black would be kind of difficult because if you look at the design itself, the characters are pretty like there's a lot of black going on. Even if I put an outline around the graphics card, like there's just too many dark tones going on. So that's why I was going to exclude black. Plus, if I did black, I would have to change the design. Because I would have to... If you guys have seen my merch shop, which... Quick plug to merch, even though this is relevant. Bonfire, nerd on a budget, right? So anytime you do a black design, you have to do an inversion. And it has to be a completely separate design. And I'll show you. That's why... like this one only had my mecha theme one. My goodness, Bonfire, what are you doing? The mecha theme one did not have a black. At least I don't think it. I don't remember if it did. But you see how this one, this design, I had to for the black and the white one. This is two separate designs because look at the barcode. It's in white versus black. And then, like, the nerd on a budget wording, it used to be on was in white, but then I had to change it to all green because it's on white. So, doing a white t-shirt on this new design works out, except for with the sploosh marks. But with black, I think it would blend in too much. So, yeah. So... I guess in terms of the design, oh, what the heck? Let me, yeah, so, do you guys think the words, I'm going to start a poll. Because, I don't know, sometimes, some people might not like the text, some people might. And no, I don't want to release two versions, one without text. One. It's just, we're going to do one merch design once it comes out. But text versus no text, vote. So the no text, it would just be this image, essentially. And actually, this is a modified version because this graphics card sitting higher. On this one, I moved it down a bit. But if there's no text, I can move the graphics cards back up so that it doesn't take up too much vertical space. But yeah. Yo, what up, Robert? Fix it. We are just talking about upcoming merch. that has been sitting on the back burner for over a year by this point, and I need to finally release it, and I've been meaning to ask you guys for your input with regards. Shape the letters around the characters. So you're saying like make it, I can make it an arch. You mean, yeah, make it an arch like this. The bottom one I might have to keep flat because that's kind of like the ground. I don't, maybe I can arch it. I'll take a look. So you're saying arch the words. Let me make a note of that. Arch the text. Also, on a colored shirt, I guess I don't have an example. I'm thinking black text just to make it nice and simple. White usually does not look as good on color. Let me see if I can pull this up, actually. You could outline each character with appropriate color, like Jensen Green, Lisa. If I, so we've already kind of got a glowing outline. I could take a look at that, but I didn't want to, like, they're already wearing their colored t-shirts and they're standing behind the graphics card, which has the colored glow. Making them glow, unless it was like Super Saiyan style, might be a little much. Give me 1 second to take a look at this. Okay, so if I made this, let's say a green background, I'm gonna give you guys an example here. Color overlay. Okay, give me 1 second while I quickly do a mock-up of if we had white text. And this one has slightly different text, but it's fine. Let me see. I basically have a message thread going with myself where I just copy and paste stuff so I could pull up for stream. But here we go. So this would be one where if it was on, like, let's say a green color t-shirt with white text instead of black. I know it's not the exact same because I didn't put it on an example t-shirt like this. But if you were looking, right, white versus black text. I almost like white, but I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Where's Jensen's spatula? You can have a Nob looking for the front, looking for the missing props. The main design is done with, unfortunately. I've already spent hundreds on the design, getting me looking under a rock for missing ROPs. And that would be too specific to NVIDIA. I want this to be very much a, you know, it's more of something that applies to all of them. I don't want to specifically target, you know, one company or the other. They're all, what's it called? They're all responsible for the whole MSRP and availability situation. Is your attention to the text meaning or towards the character? Kind of both at the same time. I mean, originally, again, I came up with the concept and got the artists and stuff and put this together last year. It finished around August of last year, but it never got fit. Like, I didn't finalize it and give it much attention until recently. And then with everything happening, I then put the text on it. So originally the t-shirt design wasn't going to have the text. It was just going to be this. But given everything that's happened, I think the text would make a pretty funny t-shirt. And I think if you saw someone wearing it out in public or other gamers saw you, they'll know what you're talking about. It's kind of like an inside joke. This is like people who don't understand what's happened in the PC building space. They're going to look at it and be like, what does that mean? But people who know, they will know, you know? The black text is kind of hard to read. Where did the other picture go? On red, I think it's easier to read. Okay, so we might go with the white text. I tried other color text. It looks weird. It has to be either white or black. Like yellow and all that doesn't work. Costs? It should be the same. It'll be the same cost as the other merch shirts. So 30 bucks. Unfortunately, the base cost of this, because I don't carry this inventory on hand. These are direct print to garment and they ship to you guys from the company that I work with, right? Or that I have my shop with. The way that like Jay's 2 Cents and Bitwit and Linus and them, they can get their merch costs lower is because they order literally hundreds, if not thousands, of shirts or merch, and then they keep it on hand or in their warehouse and they ship it out like that, and that's how you get cheaper costs. But unfortunately, since I don't sell much merch in general, I don't have the space to hold like hundreds of different sizes and colors and availability. That just makes it so that the shirts are a little, because I don't remember how much everyone else charges for their shirts. Probably, I don't think anyone charges 20. That's too low. But I think some of the other content creators have like $25 shirts. But this is like basically as low as I can get it, and have like the availability of all the different types of merch and all the different types of colors, right? Like cars, same somehow MSRP. No longer. Are you gonna sneak a Nobe 3? That's a good question, Dan H. You have a good eye. But I did sneak it in. It's right there. So I still need to do test runs, obviously, to make sure the colors and the design comes out right. But this Nobe 3 I'll have to see how it comes out. It's different when it comes to the actual print versus seeing on screen. But yep, it's on there. It is on there. I didn't want to like put it anywhere else where it was super big and noticeable. Like on the second design that I had, it's like right at the bottom, kind of like a Supreme box style shirt, you know. But on this one, I wanted to keep it more discreet. And I couldn't find, because the text was already at the bottom and at the top, there wasn't really much space or room where I could put it. So I'm trying it there. If it doesn't work out there, I might put it on the gold pins here on the Intel card, but we'll see. I still need to do test prints though. Make sure the durability of the print is good. It doesn't fade super fast and all that kind of stuff. So I almost like it without any text. So votes wise, people like the text, and I'm not going to run both versions, but I kind of like both equally, which is why I wanted to run the poll. Like, without it, I think it's just a pretty cool image. Let me see if... Actually, I'll show you guys... Do I have the... Oh, where's the info? Okay, I'll show you guys kind of what we started with, right? If I even have it. Oh, here we go. Nope, this was a working file that they sent me. Where is the... Oh, here we go. Here we go. So this is like what I sent the... This is what I sent the person. So I just found a generic image of, 3 people kind of standing with their arms crossed, looking all cool and stuff. And then I told them, like, all right, I kind of want these person to have these color schemes in the back. And then these are the people I wanted. And then I gave reference photos for the person, right? And then I even went on to give them a height reference so that people knew how tall, or the artist knew how tall Lisa was to Raja, and then how tall Lisa was compared to Jensen, so that in the picture it is somewhat, so Raja is like the tallest one, and then Jensen and Lisa a little bit shorter. So like when I do the merch, right, I take it pretty seriously. I want the design to be have a lot of thought put into it. And like, look, I was telling them like kind of how to do the poses for each of the people, like with the glasses poses, and to white out the glasses and stuff like that. So yeah, this was like my first info to give to the artist, and then they came up with drafts and stuff. So with with how prevalent AI is and stuff, like a lot of people are using AI to make drawings and merch and stuff. All this was done with like legit artists. Like they didn't use AI or anything. I mean, it started. This was the starting sketch. Look how ugly they made Lisa. This was so bad. They got Jensen and Raja pretty good at first, but oh my god, look at what Lisa looked like at the beginning. Let me see if I have any more reference photos. Oh, also, this was also going to be one of the concepts potentially. Which, look, no ratio, but I thought it would just have been cool because there is like a character that kind of could go with each of the person. Like main character, Ryu, Dalzim for Raja, and then Chun-Li for Lisa Su. This was one of the early drafts. Or I was going to do, Civ Viper for Lisa Su because business, boss lady type aesthetics. But it ended up not going that direction. Let's see. Yeah, and then here's another draft of it where I was just making like updates and stuff. So yeah, that is the merch. So let me see what the poll is looking like. So it looks like 2/3 of the votes are saying for text. So I think we're going to do it with text. And I'll see about the curving the text on the top and then maybe the bottom too, but we'll see. Jensen would, yeah, actually that would have been a good one. Bison. Except it would have to be the green version of Bison. It can't be the red one. I think he has a green. Yeah, he has a green colorway. Yeah, because red is obviously reserved for AMD. But green M Bison. Change the font at least. 8-bit is old. Okay. See, can I share this window? Let me see. We're just going to work on merch this stream. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Let me see. Window. Let me change this to Photoshop. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Jeez, where is it? It's not showing it. Huh. Yeah, for some reason it's not showing the thing. Interesting. I guess we can't look at the different... Oh my gosh. What is this? Go away window. Ah! I need to clean up my OBS. Yeah, what is... Oh, that's why. Okay. Quick question. For a work from home personal PC setup, do you recommend two 27-inch monitors or one 34-inch monitor? Other opinions are welcome. I have made it very publicly known that I am a ultra-wide monitor master race type of person. It's been years since I've had side-by-side dual monitors. You do get more pixels if you have two separate side-by-side ones with the, gap in the middle or the bezels, whatever. But I find that ultra-wide, I guess specifically for me being a content creator, the timeline thing is huge for when I'm editing my videos. But also, if I've ever needed to open up two, like, Chrome browsers or two windows, even though it's not as wide as a single 16:9 monitor, splitting it across... Let me see if I can do it here, actually, and then show you. Oh, no. Wait. No, not that. Let me do it here. And then... Yeah, see? And let me see if I can show. Let me see if I can show it on the Droid Cam. But yeah, see, so... Like, this isn't my ultra-wide 21:9. When you split the windows in half, even though this is less than 16:9 on each side, you still have enough space where websites aren't like super scrunched together. Like you could still easily look at websites. It's less space, but I like just having it one monitor, right? One monitor, one connector, one power, one, you know, display port or HDMI, whichever you use. It's just less clutter. But that's just my personal preference. I know there are a lot of people that do run dual monitors. I run it up top. I like running it up and down. And I do multiple sizes. But, yeah. In terms of, like... Because with 227s, they're both your technically main monitor. Going back to the way I have it set up, right? So the way I have it set, I really like having any secondary monitors being that's still broken. I need to replace it. But having like, because I do use another monitor for stuff that I'm not like super actively using. But this is where I have like the music player down here, as well as the stream stuff and Discord sometimes. But for the main monitor, I just like having one main monitor and then some side monitors. With 227s, there's no like main and secondary monitor really, I feel, because they're like equal size and maybe specs. Maybe, unless you get 227s of different qualities. But I don't know. I like just having one central thing to look at. You could do one in the center, one off to the side vertically or something, but yeah. I'd say if you've never tried ultra-wide, why not try it now? They're very affordable. I'm not sure if one ultra-wide... So a 27-inch monitor is as tall as a 34-inch ultra-wide. They have the same like height dimension. I would say... what better time to try it if you've never tried it before? I'm guessing because you're asking that question. I feel like most people, when they go ultra wide, they end up enjoying it and they don't go back. At least of the people I know. Some ultra wides have the ability to split the screen. Yeah, and you could like do it on the software side, splitting the screen. But in terms of just, I don't know. I like less clutter and having... I like gaming in ultra-wide. If you've never gamed in ultra... Let me see, actually. YouTube. Oh, actually, I can't really show you guys, but... When you're playing single-player games, MMORPGs, just RPGs, even FPSs and stuff, I don't know. I like being able to see more of the environment, seeing more of the screen. If you don't like that, you could still put black bars on the side and run it as if it were a single 16:9. But I like being able to see more stuff in games. I think it's time for an update on the original Mecha shirt with the Mega Man type guy in the back with the Intel GPU. I've been thinking about an update for that one, though the new merch is... what I had meant to bring Intel in terms of like the merch, right? But to update that Mecha shirt, I might have to reposition everything because they're facing each other already. If I put Intel in the back, I guess it would be like Intel and AMD versus Nvidia, which is kind of what's happening because Nvidia is the top dog, so you kind of have the two underdogs trying to like... But they're not really teaming up, so yeah. But no, I've thought about that, Igor. It's just I need to... come up with the concept and find an artist. For some reason, my brain can't do ultra wide. Is it too much stimulation on the screen? I use two 27-inch curved monitors, 1080p 27-inch. Some people complain about the pixel density of that. I've used it before. It's not I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as picky as most people, but some people are thinking that looks horrible because it's too pixelated. I think it's passable. Most experts have a tough time agreeing on an exact number, but the conclusion is that most humans can see at a rate of 30 to 60 frames per second. That's not true. What? If you can perceive the difference, which you can if you've ever looked at a 60-inch or 60 hertz monitor next to even like a 120 hertz or 144 hertz, you being able to tell the difference in smoothness means that you can tell. And I don't think most of us are like above super average or like super bionic human eyes or whatever, right? I don't understand where that saying came from. I always thought that was a meme. I always thought it was a meme, and you might be quoting the meme, but I can't tell if you're serious or not. But the whole thing about humans not being able to receive more than 60 FPS or 60 hertz, at this point, I feel like every time people put it, it's to rage bait, but I can't tell. Oh, yes, setups. We gotta look at setups. Sorry. We are all over the dang place. But that's just how the streams work. Okay. Stream submissions. Okay, Shauner is probably not here anymore, but I want to take, first of all, because Shauner was here earlier in the stream and posted these. And wanted to take a look. So let's take a look at this build. We've got the wood. You know what? Let me go to this. Normally, when I see wood aesthetic, I see like an orange or dark orange or yellow warmer tone, but I like the green. It just goes with the tree theme. So you got the wood or bark, and then you've kind of got, you know, this grayish, bronzy Founders Edition 30 series card, and then you got the green for like leaves or plants. So this, I like this color matching. I would not have thought to use green LED with the wood. So that looks pretty sweet. Here's a close-up of that. And I'm trying to see what color this might be gray, bronze, white. What color are those? Oh, wait, this is a different build. Oh, Shauner going with the green aesthetic. We got the lime green here with the darker Kelly green on the fans. What else we got? Yes. Wait, are these... Shauner's probably not here anymore, but... Combs in or out, guys? You know what I'm talking about? Combs in or out for extensions. Or teeth, sorry. For the cable combs, teeth in or out? You had to run errand. You sold the pink build? Nice. We're finally getting to your builds. I'm a teeth out kind of person. It looks like these are double teeth sides though, so maybe you didn't have a choice. But the reason I like teeth out... Hello? There are some that have teeth on both sides. That means that teeth out is a legitimate orientation. I know Zach likes teeth in, I'm pretty sure. People have given me crap for putting teeth out, but I'm like, if teeth are only meant to go out, then these types of cable combs would never exist, where it's double-sided teeth. So it had to be teeth out. Oh, do you prefer teeth out or teeth in? I don't know. I've always done teeth out. Yeah, for some reason the teeth in with the bar showing, I've never preferred that aesthetic. I guess I like showing as much of the cable as possible. And it's definitely down to preference. There's no right or wrong answer. But the fact that I've had comments in my videos before where people call me out saying I'm doing it wrong, I'm like, wait, what? It's an aesthetics preference. But I saw this, but then zooming in, I did notice that this is only a teeth out on no matter what. Double-sided is stupid. I would say double-sided is a little bit easier to put on. Because sometimes when you have to put it through both ridges, it gets annoying on the types that don't have teeth on both sides. But yeah. Definitely in. How about no? You have to have a comb. They look like you can see a little bit of floppiness, like with the distance in the combs here. But like with no combs at all, these cables are all over the place. You have to have the combs. If any, I would say just don't use extensions if you're not going to put combs. It looks. Let me see. Cable extensions, no combs. I would say just use the stock black cables if you're not going to use the combs. I'm not sure if we're going to find any builds that have that. Yeah, the combs make it look so much nicer, but where are the build with no combs? How is it this hard to find a picture? It kind of looks like this. Except on all the cables. Oh, great. It didn't even pop up. But going back to the build, and then you said you just sold the pink build. Let's see. So it's pink one with the white. Shawner. I'm just gonna be nitpicky because I know you know about aesthetics. Were these 18 AWG or something? Because they look a little floppier, which on a graphics card that's only using a single 8-pin is fine. But I feel like these are looking like a little floppy, even with combs in place, which is why they stick out to me. Also, wait. Is this not extensions? Because this is actually... Yeah, this is a pigtail, right? Oh, is this just a white power supply? Wait, let me look at this more. Oh, no, it doesn't let me zoom in. Okay, so you ended up putting combs on... Okay, that's what I was thinking. These are just stock white PSU cables, right? Did you put a white PSU in here? They aren't extensions. Okay, that explains it, why they're so floppy looking. It's kind of hard to tell because for some reason, it's not... I guess I need to open it up in a new tab. Then I can zoom in more. Yeah, okay. Now I'm seeing it. Yeah, the pigtails kind of gave it away, but first impression, the fact that you put combs onto it, it's nice of you to do for the customer. But I was wondering why they were so rigid looking. Like, they look stiff, right? Like, normally they're more curvy and free-flowing. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to say something, and this is not against your build specifically. Or any other pink builds, but I am not a fan of pink cases. Mainly because there's too many different tones of pink. And, like, for the previous build that I did, right? The person wanted pink. So, I did a white build and gave them pink RGB. Something about the pink on the actual case itself. First of all, case manufacturers, they mostly do salmon from what I found. But let me see, pink PC build. Something about the pink, I don't know. Like, I think it's hard, too, because... when you're trying to color match it or put parts inside, you're going to eventually likely end up with either A, black parts like this, or you can do white parts or a combination, which is what Shawner did, right? Shawner has a black motherboard with a white case. Though it looks like this is... there's a pink version of this cooler. But something like with most pink builds, it has to be like eventually pink and white or pink and black. And I don't know. I just feel like the way that the case manufacturers make the pink case itself, like I've never liked the look at it. It doesn't look as cohesive to me compared to doing an all black or all white build with the pink lights and like aesthetic or the accented cable combs and things like that. And this is just a personal preference thing. But yeah, the person that I did the build for recently, the 9060 XT build, they showed me or they said they wanted a pink build, and I showed them some pictures, and then I kind of recommended instead they go for like the white with the pink lights, and it gives more flexibility, right? Like if you change your mind and one day you want like a red theme build, you can do that without having the pink still. But yeah, how much did you end up selling it for, and what were the specs, Shawner? Again, personal preference. Oh, now people are posting all their stuff in here. Nice. I think did people post in the builds? Okay, no, everything's in stream submissions, which works out. You painted the cooler and GPU. Okay, wait, is the GPU pink? It's kind of sorry, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like it might be white with like some of the pink light reflecting off of the rest of the build onto it. But it looks like you painted the back plate and not. Well, actually, you might have painted this. I think the lighting or the phone, like the temperature of the picture was taken at, is throwing it off. But this is a no. That was a 1660 build. What is this one? This looks like a. So wait, this is a Gigabyte Eagle card. 350. We were 300, and he tipped me $50. It's a 6500. Oh, okay. Wait, this one is. Oh, this is a 1060. Okay. GTX 1060, $300 with a. Oh, an i5 6500. Oh man, we're talking very budget build. Okay. How much did it cost you to? I guess what was your profit on it? Because even like very cheap builds, like parts still cost what they do, right? Like, I don't imagine you made more than like I don't know $100 maybe on this. But then you put in like the time to source the parts, and building it, testing it, installing Windows. Like that probably took you a few hours at least. So, 70. You made 70 after you tipped for some. The guy bought it for his girlfriend. Okay, yeah. That's the issue with I think like super old parts. They, for some reason, still retain their value. Like why like Skylake CPUs and motherboards still go for what they go for is beyond me. But yeah, and then the RAM, right? It's still very relevant. DDR4 RAM and SSD. So yeah, even though like the parts are more dated and not like super capable, there's like a price floor that it's really hard to get below unless you find a crazy good deal. But nice. And you were trying to break even on it? Nice. All right, Pedro with the setup with a 7800 X3D and 7900 XT with OLED ultra wide. Oh, you got that OLED. It's from a brand called Agon. I have not heard of it, but I'm not against using lesser known monitors. And you got a cool little display thing here. Wait, do we have the same speakers? No. Is this a Logitech speaker? I have that exact control right here. Is it gonna show up? I have that exact control, I think. It's a little dusty, but yeah. It's for my two Logitech speakers in the back, and then the sub on the ground. Which my cable management is horrible right now. I know. Let's see. That's the thing about cable management. You do it, and then you start moving stuff around, and then you get lazy, and then it just takes a while to get back to doing a complete setup. But your cable management is clean. You got this cover, this bar cover, which looks like it's going up to your strip, your power strip, and then aside from this stuff on the side, yeah, pretty clean cable management. And I like your display here. So that you can see all your CPU and GPU and usage and all that stuff. Very cool, very cool. Agon is a big name. Yeah, see, I'm not surprised. A lot of brands exist outside of the U.S. market, and when it comes over, people are not as familiar, so they're more skeptical about it and stuff. But I've even been approached. What was the last one that I did pre-roll ad for? I don't remember what the brand was. But yeah, there's also a lot of what I've been seeing, and this was the case for the last company that I worked with. There are monitor like panel manufacturers who make panels for like the more well-known global companies or like US-based ones like Samsung and LG and stuff like that. And then more recently, they decided, you know what, we're just gonna, because we already make these things, we're gonna sell it under our own brand now, and I guess, you know, get a piece of the pie. So this is, you're saying this is a well-known brand in Asia. Okay, very cool. I don't know when I'm gonna jump over to OLED. It's still kind of pricey, so I'm okay with my I forget what my panel is. I think it's like a VA panel. And then your build itself. Look at that chunky boy. Oh wait, that's a sag bracket. Okay, I was about to say, it looked like it went right up to the shroud. And we got teeth showing out because it's double teeth, it looks like. Speaking of cable combs. And then you got your cup holder and this gaming desk with either carbon fiber wrap or it's just in the design itself. Oh, there's your power strip on the side. Okay. What's going on the TV right here? But very nice. Yeah, I need a number pad too. I cannot, like, even if I get a compact keyboard, I still need, like, this one's pretty compact. There's no extra space, you know, like above the insert and home buttons and stuff. This is compact with compact what's it called, numpad. And it's not that much bigger. Like, do I have, let me see. Okay, this one, whoopsies, I forgot it was plugged in. Okay, so this one is not as compact as yours. So this one, so this is a 10 keyless, but it does have like a gap here. It has bigger bezels. It's got a scroll volume wheel. And then it's got like, you see on the numpad area, or not the numpad, but the arrows, like there's like gaps, right? Like it's not like a super, I don't know how many key yours is, but if we look at the size comparison between these two, like this one is not, oh my God, it's actually smaller, or it's the same width. Height wise, it's smaller, right? So yeah, the Keychron K4, I love this thing. You get your numpad, you get your compact size, and life is good. Because yeah, this 10 keyless, what the heck? What's all that wasted space? What is that doing taking up desk space? KTC. That was the brand I did the pre-roll for a few months ago. That was the brand. Yes. Yeah, so that's part of the company history. They make panels for like the big companies, and then they're like, you know what, we want to do this ourselves. And that KTC monitor for the price was crazy good value. Yes, love. Huh? Yeah. Who's that? Is that Mia? Okay. How's Lexi doing? She's crying. Okay, I won't take Lexi. I'll take Mia as we finish off this stream. Hi, love. You okay? She's been fed and everything. She's not gonna go crying like crazy.
I don't remember.
Okay, we'll see.
Questionable.
Okay, hi, love. Let's go. We gotta go eat some dinner soon, but let me get through the rest of these setups. All right, Mia's back. Okay. So, let's take a look at, will there be another, yes, there will be, the next LAN party will be, if nothing, you know, planning-wise for like 14 people is kind of hard. We're intending for it to be in October. We haven't set the date yet, but it should be then. But the LAN party video from spring should be out hopefully next month. I need to say it so that you guys will hold me accountable and I feel bad, and then I'll get it done. So, August. Next month, the next LAN party video hopefully will be out. Alright, let's take a look at this build. Supermarket Simulator. Nice. You built for your cousin. Oh, you built the setup for them. Ryzen 5 5600. Very solid. 5060 Ti. NZXT H6 Flow. Nice. Clean looking build. We got that white, black, and pink aesthetics that we were just talking about with Lego flowers. And yeah, this is a clean build. The H6. I forgot how big this case is. This is essentially the competitor to the Height, right? The Height Y60. So I think it's kind of a hefty build. Or hefty like size case. Hello. How you doing? Ant-Man says, can I get y'all opinion on my haircut? My mom thinks it looks terrible. I cut my own hair. Ant-Man, I can't tell if you're trolling or not. But sure. If you... Are you just going to post a picture of some messed up haircut, or is it actually going to be you? I'm going to need a picture of you holding up a sign written on a piece of paper that says, nerd on a budget, next to your haircut. I need a timestamp with with proof that it's actually your hair. Igor, upgraded to the Land Cool 217 7800XD Sapphire 9070 XT painted white. Oh my goodness. Look at Igor's setup. Very nice. Ooh, you got the... I have one of these Thermalright coolers sitting in a box somewhere with the display. I like the direction we're moving in with more... Like, not even a year ago, nobody had this except for DeepCool on their air coolers. Now, Thermalright is kind of hopping on the trend in a good way. Like, the AIOs now have LCD screens. The next thing I want to see, though, is LCD screen. So not just this segmented digital display, but like an LCD screen on air coolers. So you can put GIFs, you can put moving background images, you could put, temperature and usage report out, all that stuff. That's like the next logical step now that more companies are doing this. But very nice. I like your build. I like your setup. Oh, that was your submission? Wait, Ellie Joseph, you're Kiko? Do you need to install their own software? Yes. Usually, at least with DeepCool you had to. I'm pretty sure Thermalright you have to too. Okay, got it, Ellie. But yeah, with most of these softwares, whether it be LCD or these, you have to cut. Usually it's the USB 2.0 header. So you just plug that in, and then you install the program, and then that's where it reports the information. I don't know of any other way that they could do this because I don't think you can report that through the 3 or 4 pin fan headers, especially not GPU. But I don't even think you can report CPU temps through that thing. That's just like, it sends power out, not information in. D-Man 6D6. Oh, 66. 6D6. Ooh, look at this. I see the ZTT flare. So you are a ZTT enjoyer. Looking at this build, I can tell this looks very much ZTT approved. You've got the black and red aesthetics going on, which is both Zach's and MKBHD's color schemes. And I think TechSource liked red and black for a long time too. But let's see, Thermalright. What is this? I'm trying to figure out what this. Did you post the specs? Oh, 6800 XT and a 5800X flip. Yep, got. Ooh, we got the yes. We got the teeth showing. Heck yes. I agree with this. We got the teeth showing on the cable combs. But yeah, Thermalright, either Peerless Assassin or Phantom Spirit. I can't tell by the heat pipes. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the Phantom Spirit, right? I forget which one is 6 and which one is 7 heat pipe. But, 6800 XT. Very solid card. This was for a flip. Yeah, very solid specs. 6800 XT is annoyingly still very expensive. You would think that 2 generations later, right? Because the 70 series came out, and then the 90 series is out, and somehow the 6800 XTs are still usually going for like 400 to 450 bucks. Like, how is the price not dropped on those? It's because it's still a very good card, and the 7800 XT was basically the same thing. It was like a refresh almost. So it's an OEM card pulled from an Alienware. Okay, I was gonna ask, like, where this is reminiscent of like straight up RTX 4080 and 5080 reference, if you know what I'm talking about. When they had the square black cards. Let me see. RX 580 reference. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of this. Hi, love. You okay? Okay. Okay, we're gonna finish up, okay? We gonna finish up. And then we go feed. But yeah, I thought it might have been this card for a second. Alright. I think we gotta be done. Give me 1 second. Clear. Alright. Oh, we gotta look at the haircut. 1 second, love. We gotta take a look at this haircut from Ant-Man. I just got a haircut today. Alright, we gotta look at the Ant-Man haircut. Okay. Okay, so you're legit. I wasn't able to tell if you were, what's it called? If you were joking around or not. Because I know you also watch Jason's channel and stuff like that. And Jason's has a very joking personality. So I wasn't sure if you were trolling in the same way. But, okay, so your haircut, I mean, I think it looks fine. It's, so you said you cut this yourself too? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. This is like a hairstyle where you shave the sides, like, you know, all the way and leave the top. Excuse me, love. Okay. Let me switch the position on you. But no, I think this looks fine. Like, I think it suits you. So let me show you, since I just got a haircut. So, I mean, I kind of rock a similar hairstyle, except mine has a taper or a fade. You see, like, the fade on it, right? Where it, like, but yours has a more, not abrupt, but, like, the transition is more sharp. So, I mean, I think it's fine. Your mom made fun of you. You saved money. You know how much haircuts cost? I paid 40 bucks for my haircut. That's after tip. I would prefer not to pay 40 bucks every month. If I could freeze time for my hair and make it not grow anymore, I would just keep it this length just forever. But I can't. So, and I hate long hair touching my ear. So I have to get a haircut. Like, I usually get it every month, but since the twins have been born, I think I'm going to transition to every 2 months. But yeah, it's expensive. Been cutting your own hair since 2017? Yeah, I mean, I think your hair looks fine. Tell your mom she's a hater. And if she wants to pay for your haircuts, which, I don't know, like, I go to a pretty, you know, I actually go to a Vietnamese lady who has a hair salon, so she cuts both men and women hair. But if you go to, like, a legit barber shop, I would imagine it's even more expensive than that. Okay, love, you're so bored of all this haircut talk. Okay. I'm going to go upstairs, make their bottles, feed, and all that stuff. But I think that's going to wrap it up for the stream. So, thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for helping vote on the direction of the merch. I'm going to try to get that sent over to get some samples. Maybe I'll show them on the stream in the coming weeks. But in terms of upcoming content, I finished all the testing for... I finished all the testing for the 3080 versus the 9060 XT, so I just need to edit and record that video, but all the testing is done, which took kind of forever, because I tested all 3 resolutions. But, yeah. You guys have a great rest of your week, have a great weekend coming up, and I'll see you either in the Discord server or in next week's stream. So, take care, everyone. Say bye-bye, Mia. Bye-bye. Okay, love. Where